Why do you, as such an educated person, believe in the physical resurrection of Jesus Christ?
I started with the Gospel of Matthew, and I began to investigate the reliability of the biblical texts. The basic story of the Gospel was repeated in secular historical sources. The evidence for the resurrection itself, the empty tomb, the appearances of Jesus, and this explosive origin of Christianity in the Mediterranean world. For me, the testimony of James is incredibly important. And we know from secular sources, in particular from Josephus, that he was martyred for his faith. You start looking at that type of historical evidence, you have to ask, well, what changed James' mind? What changed Paul's mind? Why were these early disciples willingly accepting martyrdom, not for an abstract philosophy, but for something they said they saw and were in a position to know was false on the basis of their own eyewitness testimony? The person of Christ encountered in the pages of Scripture is just a very compelling person. And then when I examined the claims of the narratives historically, I became convinced that what the Gospels were recording had actually happened. The human condition is undeniably limited. We live on a planet that spins in free space around the sun, and we get so many trips around, and then no one gets off the planet alive. And so the human condition, I think, looks very different if you realize there is every prospect of life eternal if you accept the gift that Christ is offering. I started reading the Gospels. It's one of those few things that, if true, changes everything.